Introduction: American Sniper is a 2014 biographical war drama directed by Clint Eastwood and based on the life of Chris Kyle, a Navy SEAL sniper whose pinpoint accuracy saved countless lives on the battlefield and turned him into a legend. Based on Kyle's autobiography, the film explores not just the battlefield, but the emotional toll of warfare. The trauma, guilt, and struggles that haunt a soldier beyond the war zone. Bradley Cooper portrays Kyle in a career-defining performance, and the movie was nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. The Making of a Warrior. We begin in Iraq, on a rooftop in Fallujah. Chris Kyle is watching through the scope of his sniper rifle. A woman and a child appear. She hands the child what appears to be an anti-tank grenade. Chris must make an impossible decision: shoot a child or risk the lives of the Marines below. Right before he pulls the trigger, the film cuts back in time. We flash back to Chris's childhood in Texas. His father teaches him about strength, responsibility, and the concept that there are 3 types of people in the world: sheep, wolves, and sheepdogs, people who prey, people who are helpless, and people who protect. This idea becomes the foundation of Chris's moral compass. Chris grows up to be a rodeo cowboy, tough and self-reliant. But after seeing news footage of the 1998 US Embassy bombings, something changes. He feels compelled to serve and protect. He joins the Navy and begins the grueling Navy SEAL training program. It's brutal, but Chris's determination carries him through. He earns a spot among the elite. During this time, he meets Taya, a strong, independent woman who becomes his wife. Their romance offers a glimpse of normal life, but the shadow of war looms large. After the September 11th attacks, Chris is deployed to Iraq. The legend is born in Iraq. Chris quickly proves to be an exceptional marksman. His job is to provide overwatch for Marines on the ground, watching for threats from rooftops and alleys. His kills aren't random, they're defensive to protect his fellow soldiers. Every shot is a burden, every life taken weighs on him, especially the first, the child holding a grenade. He becomes known as the Legend, a nickname earned through dozens of confirmed kills. His reputation spreads among American troops and Iraqi insurgents alike. But war is messy. The enemy isn't always visible, and danger is everywhere. A new threat emerges: a highly skilled enemy sniper named Mustafa, a former Olympic marksman who becomes a recurring nemesis throughout the film. Mustafa is as lethal as Kyle, and their deadly cat-and-mouse game adds a haunting layer of tension. At the same time, Chris and his fellow soldiers are tracking a high-value insurgent named the Butcher, a ruthless enforcer working for Al-Qaeda in Iraq. In one of the film's most brutal scenes, the Butcher murders a child with a power drill, a moment that deeply traumatizes Chris and solidifies his sense of moral duty. The psychological war at home. Each time Chris returns home on leave, he's more distant, more emotionally fractured. Taya sees it clearly. He's physically present, but mentally he's still in Fallujah. He stares blankly at a TV, flinches at loud noises, and drifts away from family life. He can't switch off the combat mindset. Despite his mental strain, Chris volunteers for more tours. His sense of responsibility for his fellow soldiers outweighs his own well-being. "They're out there dying," he tells Taya, "and I'm here." The toll mounts. Chris loses close friends in combat, including Mark Lee, a fellow SEAL whose death hits him particularly hard. Guilt sets in. survivor's guilt, moral injury, emotional numbness. He begins to question if he's saving lives or just taking them. On his fourth and final tour, Chris finally faces Mustafa in a climactic sniper duel. From over 2,100 yards away, Chris takes the shot and kills Mustafa, one of the longest confirmed kills in US military history. Immediately after the shot, the building comes under heavy enemy fire. Chaos ensues, and the team barely escapes. This moment becomes the breaking point. Chris calls Taya from a satellite phone mid-firefight and tells her, "I'm ready to come home." After the war, the real battle begins back home for good. Chris struggles deeply with PTSD. He avoids crowds. He's anxious, paranoid, always alert. He's unable to find peace in civilian life. Even simple family outings trigger his trauma. Taya pleads with him to find help. Eventually, Chris visits a VA hospital, where a counselor suggests that he could find purpose again by helping fellow veterans. Chris begins mentoring injured soldiers, taking them to the shooting range, talking through their trauma. Slowly, the pieces of his soul start coming back together. He's smiling again, laughing with his children, connecting with Taya. For the first time in years, he seems happy. There's hope. The tragic ending, a life cut. Short on February 2nd, 2013, Chris takes a troubled young veteran, Eddie Ray Ruth, to the shooting range to help him cope with PTSD. Tragically, Routh, suffering from severe mental illness, turns on Chris and kills him, along with his friend Chad Littlefield. The film ends not with violence, but with a respectful, heartbreaking tribute. Real footage from Chris Kyle's funeral procession is shown. Thousands line the streets of Texas. American flags wave, soldiers salute. The silence is deafening. Chris Kyle's service and sacrifice are honored, but the tragedy underscores an even deeper message. That even the strongest warriors can fall, not just in war, but in the silent battles fought afterward. The Price of Duty. American Sniper is not just about war, it's about the cost of war. It's a raw, unfiltered look into the life of a soldier whose sense of duty drove him to greatness, but also left him deeply scarred. Chris Kyle was a hero, but he was also a human being. One who lived with the weight of every life he took, and who ultimately lost his own while trying to save others. His story is a reminder that patriotism isn't just waving a flag, it's understanding the pain that comes with sacrifice. Final quote from the film, "I have to serve. I don't know what else I'd be. I was made to protect people." If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more movie breakdowns. Let us know in the comments, what did you think of Chris Kyle's story? Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and remember those who serve.